audio portion of this video got messed up, and so I'm going to narrate what's going on here. As you can see, the headliner and the trailer is just a sticky gooey mess, and I've pulled down the cover off of the light and the fan assembly, and I'm trying to figure out how all the components work on this. So the low lights work, the medium lights work, the high lights work, but I'm really perplexed right now because I cannot figure out how to make the fan work. It's all full of bugs and other stuff. I'm spending a bunch of time raising and lowering the cover that's on the top of the trailer, and we're checking out the wiring and looking around all over the trailer for a switch. Yeah, the wires seem to be intact, but we cannot figure out how to make that fan go. So essentially what ends up happening is we decide that we have to pull the entire assembly down and double check the fan to see if it's working. So I'm looking at how the other assembly works, and all the lights on that one work, and they've wired shut the hatch on the vent. So I can't really open and close that, and it doesn't have a fan in it. And as you can see daylight through it, so all the weather stripping on that one's completely gone. So I'm going to have to unwire the hatch and redo the weather stripping on the inside of that light assembly and vent. There's a little screen that covered up the fan, but there's not a screen on the vent. So I think we're either missing the screen, or it didn't have one originally. We're not really sure. So we may end up manufacturing another screen to go over the vent, because I think the reason they wired the other one shut, the previous owner, was because there were bugs that were getting in there. And given the number of bugs that were in the light cover, that's probably exactly what was going on. So the next thing we end up doing is getting a drill, and obviously I'm very perplexed at this point. So we got a drill, and we actually drilled out the rivets and took down the fan.
And of course, again, we got the fan out of the trailer. We got to drill out these holes right here. We got to use a 3/16 drill bit. Make sure the drill bit is not too big or too small. You want the right size for these holes here, right here. The other thing I'd like to mention too is safety. Always wear your safety glasses. Yes, your safety glasses will save you from getting steel. Of course, that would be a bad thing. But anyway.
Guys, so I got this part. It was real easy. All I did was unbolt these two bolts right here. It had another lock set bolts underneath, and then right here is your brushes, and then you got your two bolts, and this cap just pulled right up. That's it right there. So you got to put some grease inside of there. That's where you got to put the grease in. Clean that up a little bit, and if you can, I use a little bit of a spray grease, and I'll spray down inside of the front section right down there. And that's it. And then I'll put that motor back together, and we'll go on from there. Guys, we're getting back to the fan here. See, this fan's just been kind of cracking apart on the shroud. So what we're doing is we're pretty much going to make a new shroud. And the way we're doing that is we've gotten this piece here. It's actually 8 inches, a little bit bigger than what we need. We only need a 7. But we'll put that inside of this plexiglass. 24 by 12 is pretty much what the other piece is. We're going to cut it down the middle right here, and then we're going to cut a hole in the center on both pieces, and then we're going to laminate the two together with these little pieces right here that come down around it, so they'll bend up like that. And this has a little lip that'll keep it there. And then we'll mount the same brackets that we got right here onto that. So that's what we're going to do right now. And I've already marked a T on both sides of these, exactly where they were. Got the motor all pulled apart. Watch out when you pull this motor apart, by the way, because the brush pickup, the little copper piece that's in there, it'll actually move if you go to knock it out. It'll get smaller or wider. You have to do it just right. But I got that motor adjusted out. Finally put it back together. A little hard to get the fan off. And so anyway, so that's where they're at. So I'll show you the rest. I'm going to cut this down the middle. I'm going to shave the edges on both at the same time. And I'll show you a trick on that. Hey, welcome back, guys. So this is a polycarbonate sheet right here. It's got a film on both sides of it. Make sure if you don't have a film, you'll have to put some masking tape or something over it if you're drilling the holes or any of that so it doesn't crack. So what I did is I went underneath the 7 inches of the fan. I went underneath there, and then I put these two together by drilling holes straight through, put the bolts in, and that right there, you can hold it while you grind off these edges to match the other fan shroud. Okay, so here we go, and we'll get to the rest of it. Alright guys, welcome back. So what I did is I cut this down right here. You can see it. I marked it where it needed to be for 7 inches. And then I just cut it with the tin cutters. And then I slotted it out here. See how it's slotted? I just used the grinder. The thin grinding wheel, I just went straight down into it. Cut the slot out. Here's the old piece right here. And that's all I did. So that basically gives us 7 inches for around the fan. And then over here, I cut the edges off, round circular, and then ground them down with the grinder. And I just used a regular jigsaw. Now what we got to do is we got to do the inside perimeter in here, measure it out even, so it's exactly the same as the other one, and then install the motor and everything else on there when the 2 holes are cut through this. Like I said again, we're going to pull these apart, take the plastic off, and then we're going to put this other piece in the middle, push up the metal tabs, and then we're going to laminate these two together, rivet them together, and then we'll have our fan and everything set up. Alright guys, so now we got this all together. So we got the new one right here. That's it, it's all glued together. I put a little grommet right here on there for you. Glued that in, cut a hole for the wire to come through. Okay. All I did was take a bunch of rivets. Remember, it's 2 pieces. Put a bunch of rivets all the way around here on this. Okay. Sandwiched it together like that. Here's the old one. Now what we got to do is we're going to cut the new ones with the motor back on there. And then we'll get it done. Alright. Yay, we're going to get to it. Alright, we'll see you guys in a little bit.
Anyway, so here we are. Penny and I have finally got this fan assembly together. Blew the fuse, but we have to get the fuse to the fuse box and change the fuse for it. And we'll give you another episode, by the way, where the fuse blocks are, because the manual doesn't tell you. Anyway, we looked everywhere. It's like, yeah, we have fuse, change the fuse. Doesn't say where. Anyway, so this is it right here, guys. Right there. And then Penny, of course, it got the switch fixed. It's right there. So it activates it when it goes up. She's got all the nice sealer around inside of there. The plexiglass fan, the shroud, and everything. And the fan spins freely.
Lexan.
Lexan is over this?
Yeah,
Okay,
Lexan.
Lexan. Not plexiglass, Lexan.
So yeah, JV was very creative in putting this together with a little aluminum shroud and Lexan sandwiched in there.
Sandwich. Now I'm hungry. Peanut butter. Jelly.
Lubricated all of the working mechanisms for the little hatch.
Yep.
And
then of course
we bench tested all of this, so we know that everything works, which is why we think that we've just blown a fuse.
that fuse. So
Fuse.
yeah.
So now I'm just going to put back up the rest of the light assembly and get everything buttoned back up.
Anyway, thanks for supporting us, guys. Like this channel and hit subscribe if you'd like to, and we'll see you guys later.
Going up!
Going up.
Going up! Okay, success! We found the fuses. All 6 positions of the lights work. And ta-da! Success! Yay, the fan works! Little micro switch on the handle.